Brooke and the Buffershtopsh. I went to a military railway and told them I was looking for a shunting engine. I came back with a short grey tank engine with 6 wheels. "What's your name?" I asked the engine. "Number 16, sir," she replied smartly. "That's not a name," I said. "I'll call you Brooke." I took a champagne bottle from the inside pocket of my overcoat and broke it over Brooke's buffer. Yes, sir," said Brooke with a feeble grin. "I'm honoured, sir." And I drove Brooke to the big station yard and asked James to show her how to do the shunting. James watched Brooke shunt a long line of trucks to the goods platform. 2 o'clock pickup goods, all present and correct, sir," said Brooke. James grinned. "Please," Eunice huffed as she backed onto the trucks. "You only need to call Sir Topham Hatt, sir. James is just the red one." "I'm not just the red one," objected James. "I'm the auxiliary express engine. You're just the one with the smoke deflectors." Eunice bumped the trucks crossly as she entered the goods platform. A man came running up to Eunice. "You've spoiled my nice clean buffer stops," he complained. "I shall have to report this." Eunice scowled at James as the cleaner stomped away. "Now look what you made me do." "You should have been more careful," snorted James, and he went about his work. "The cleaner doesn't like it when we touch the buffer stops here," Eunice said to Brooke. "He says it makes a bad impression on the passengers. Even in the goods platform he gets cross if the buffers get any dirt on them." "On my railway," said Brooke, "everything's kept neat and tidy. But even we don't fuss about our buffers." "It's a whole new world here," said Eunice. "Be extra careful, Brooke, sweetie." And off she went with the pickup goods. Brooke was very tense as she shunted a second rake of wagons to the goods platform. "Easy now," she said as she pulled into the station. "Careful." "You're the one doing all the work here," said Jansall. "Watch it!" exclaimed Brooke, her brakes squealing on. She was a few feet clear of the buffers. She was uncoupled from Jansall, backed slowly over the points, and left the platform on the other line. "If I hadn't been told she was from a military railway, I might have figured it out," smirked Jansall. "So uptight." Next, Brooke had to bring some coaches to the station. But she wasn't used to the lighter weight of coaches. She gave them a pull. They jerked out of the siding and banged over the points. "Oh no!" cried Brooke. "Stop! Stop!" The coaches were pushing her to the platform. Charlie applied her brakes as the train slid into the terminus. Brooke slowed, but not in time to avoid touching the buffer stops at the end of the platform. She hastily puffed forward to make some space between her and the buffers. But she saw the cleaner coming, and looked down at her buffers. "I'm sorry, sir," she said sadly but clearly as the cleaner and the passengers looked at her. The cleaner smiled and leaned towards Brooke. "That whole clean buffers thing is just for the big engines when they make their return trips," he said. "If they came into the station and didn't stop till they hit the buffers, people might think they're careless. I lost my temper at Eunice back there, that's all. She's usually so good at avoiding the buffer stops." "But I lost control," said Brooke. "What will the passengers think of that?" "A shunting engine has to work in tight spaces. Anyone can accept that," said the cleaner kindly. "But if people thought a big, heavy mainline engine with a full train lost control, that'd be a different story." Brooke heaved a sigh of relief and let out a happy hiss of steam as she watched the cleaner wipe the champagne off the Buffershtopsh with his rag.